That is super not cool. I think we're back. My internet completely died for a second there. That's extremely frustrating. I almost wonder if my router rebooted or something. Or crashed? I don't know. Let me get all this hooked back up. I think that's working. See if we can get this back up. And get you pop back out. Gotta love technology, right? I mean, I do, but sometimes. Okay. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again. Where were we? Okay, so location is location of the tile, but we actually want this is a this is a flaw with the location. It's a pointer to a coordinates point. I don't necessarily want to give things a pointer to this. What I need to do, and it's this way because I want to keep everything internal to the pointer internal, so you don't get tempted to mess with it. And it needs a pointer receiver to be unmarshaled and marshaled correctly. But then we have mixed pointers if we don't require you to have a pointer on all the other methods. I need to fix that at some point. And this is leave message, yes. So we put that in, and then this goes into room change info. And we do the same thing for the enter. We put you into the message and we broadcast you. We make a new room change over here. That. And then this is the enter message. Yes. And then you go in there. We're going to do the same thing here. Fill the fields. Type is an update. It's fine. Data is new enter event. There is no response channel. Message broker, dispatch message. Broadcast topic, new message. Double check. In run. Not run, sorry, listen for events. Yeah, we only pull the data out of you. Execution type. Execution type. Type. Event type. Did we build that correctly? This, yeah, okay, that builds that for us, yes. So we should be good. And then we need this. Like so. Like so. Same deal up here. We get this straight. They were able to tap fiber optic cables to intercept traffic, but they wouldn't be able to tap all the data collected by people prompting LLMs and fingerprinting to build a profile of everyone. So I have no idea what you're talking about. What actually uses this? Character logout uses this. Ah, I see. We can still use, well, no, we can't, because we want to get this reference out of there. But we can do this. Location Y. Location X. They, right? Hey, Pluck, how's it going? How's things? How's Monday treating you? The same for this guy. Which already took a location. Like so. It's okay. Well, that's good. I mean, it's better than nothing, right? We don't need that anymore because it can't be nil because it's a UUID. I guess, ID may not be nil UUID. It's called beta since it's beta than nothing. Nice. What's up? I mean, just doing a little coding. What's up with you? Okay, so now move command. Oh, I guess we should figure out if we finished tile. I think we have. We're missing this. Get cars. What uses you? Map uses you. For occupants. You're only internal, so test uses you too. What was the point of this? Occupants is already a list. Ah, right, okay. You're still useless. Was it for... Hope I'm doing fine? I mean, I'm alright. I hope you're doing fine. We didn't lock you for this. Why did you exist? I don't know. Because you were pointers and we wanted to copy you? I don't know. That's weird. This needs to get wrapped up into the look event anyway, but for now it's fine. We'll just kind of put a band-aid on it. Yeah, we don't know you. It's exactly the problem. We're just going to comment this out for a hot sec. Because we're going to need to figure out what we're doing with that. This, oh, that's still correct. This is what we need to do. You're a UUID. I'll just leave the strings alone. Create move command. ID. Excel. Current location. We need to figure out what the current location is. That's why this was so tied into character. But we check later. So we'll do this as well. We do that. This needs to... Character needs to take care of this. Hmm. This is going to be problematic because we're going to keep running into this where we need to impose things upon the character. But that should really be the character's prerogative, right? It should be responsible for that, for knowing those things. This might be a problem. Because we can impose a skill check on the character, and that's all well and good. But we can't get the information back, the result back, without importing character, right? We would almost have to do it in stages at that rate. Where a character says, hey, I want to move. Hello, finally someone using Go for Games. Are you using a binding like Raylib SDL3 for Go? No. It's a text game. The UI bits and pieces are all cogent. So we would have to send like a move event or like a move request type event. It would have to fire back a skill check. And at that point, like, passing it back and forth through the main loop seems silly. So that's problematic. Looks impressive. Well, it certainly is something. Oh, how do I want to do this? I guess it could... The character would have to know things about the room it's in. Which then kind of just inverts what are, who imports who. Unless we pull it out into an abstraction of some kind. But that really should, like, whether or not I can see this really should live in the character. If it gets... It would need to get on spawn, especially. It would need to get that information, but that we can fire through the events, no problem. That can go async even. That says, hey, you just spawned. And here's the information about the room you're in. Character would need to have its own understanding of that. Which is fine. We could pull location out. And if we wrap this up into a more generic event even than like spawn, we can just call it like room update. Then it would even work with reloading, in theory. If we had a room information struct, you have the coordinates. Oh no, this wouldn't be coordinates, it'd be direction cardinal. Or we'd even look at our deal here. Connection. Wouldn't need these. We just need DCs and the existence. So this would be... And then this is a skill DC, which lives in connection still, but... We're going to need skill DCs in other places, too. It only lives here because it's convenient. This should be in a folder. Actually, skill DC is kind of a misnomer. Because you could use that for... Like, this is a skill because it has a skill ID. But this could be any property or attribute and a DC. Put you in difficulty checks, let's say. I'll mess with that. Um, we might still want different names for the sake of being able to switch on them to look up the correct thing. But if we just did this, pull you over here, rename our package. And that'll give us options to kind of clean it up later if we want to. Then we still need this. Sure, that breaks other things, but that's fine for now. We would need that. How do we want to... Do we want map to enforce this or not? If we did, then whatever we get for the move event would need DC information, which is fine. And maybe that might actually be really good, because if you fail, then maybe something happens. Like maybe if you you're trying to swim north and you fail, or trying to swim east and you fail, maybe you get swept south by the current, and map would need to know these things. And what we could do here, maybe we don't put this in here. Well, yeah, we'd have to know this. Not necessarily the DC. But the ID for sure. If we had a check, or a check result, let's say. Let's stick with skill for now. Skill ID. Result is int. And we don't do these just yet, but inside of move command, direction, check result. And we should probably rename this to... Nah, we'll leave that. Then this would need to be, instead of this, instead of a character, check result, we also track the existence, right, of this success or not, but that's okay. This just needs to, yeah, we already use IDs here. So we also need that. Hmm. That would be sending roles when it doesn't need them. We let the cache of this live here. We need to rethink some of this. When we're doing this, when you're making these checks, I think that used to happen when we entered. Tell you what, I need a beverage. I'll be right back while I kind of think about how I want to change this up. This is a bigger change than I expected. Be right back. Okay, here's what I think. I think that this no longer serves. And we'll have to change this approach a little bit. We can still hook into some of that machinery, but it might change a lot anyway. Part of this is going to be this DC stuff was never actually tested because we couldn't easily change the map. It was just randomly. It was just generated as a all connected map. That's part of why we went and built the map editor. So we'll be able to, once we complete this, get things working, we'll be able to test this part, and then we can use that feedback of actually doing it, actually using it to try a couple things like hidden rooms and stuff, right? We'll just have to change the attributes of our character, or I guess just set the DC solo, it doesn't matter. And think about that UX as well. Like whether or not we make you look or whatever. So that's a thing. But I think we still want to like cache the success or failures so that the map can make decisions on that, so that you're not allowed to like just spam search or whatever we call it, right? But also, if you come through a room and you find the hidden exit and you go out of it and come back through, you shouldn't have to look for it again, right? That's part of why we had this in here. This needs to become a notice. Okay, notify, right. Notify also needs to get tied in. But for now, we're just going to comment that out because notify isn't ready yet. This we need to update like so. Easy enough. Okay, now this needs location and direction now. Character login needs to get fixed. This character at point. Takes the ID now. And game manager can import everybody, that's fine. It's going to be in client handler where we built the move event that things are going to be broken. No? Parsed. It must be in command parser then, because that's where we build this. Yes. Create move command. This takes the ID. The location, move direction. Worry about the skill DC stuff later. I think this restores us to working for moving. We won't get notifications back yet. Parent can see exit. A game map tile we need to fix. We need to fix tests as well. We won't get notifications, but we should still be able to move, is my theory here. As soon as we fix up the tests, which is tile.go, actually. It's not a test. Right, can character C exits. This doesn't live with us now. And we don't order them if... Oh, actually, we do order them. The change we actually want to make here is we're just omitting this check. And we don't use viewpoint anymore. What actually uses you? That goes in there. Oh, we're going to fix a bunch of stuff in here. Okay, that's fine. That. That. Going to do gets replaced with that. I don't know what, I don't think we need to use pointers to those anymore. Apparently we do this pattern a couple times. Not. Oh, regex is on, that's why. This we replace with make like so. Please stop that. That's very annoying. There we go. That, and I guess we got other things in here. What do we got? The ID. The ID. This is no longer need. We just get occupants directly. Don't need to call ID on that anymore. Okay. That fixes that up. Let's see. Game map. Tile 301. 301. This is for long description, right? We take that out for rat meow. Hello to you as well. Map test has some broken stuff, not surprising. Map test. It's going to be in game map, which is up here. Map test. Which is going to be that. That. Let's see if we can identify some patterns here real quick. So this is going to be one. Couple of those. That fixes that. The other one is going to be this. This we might regex. We're going to replace this with I would need to remember the JetBrains capture group. Here's what we're going to do instead. Turn that off. We're just going to hope. Crap. Back it up. That. Why did you zoom out? What are we on? 15? Okay, there we go. We'll look at this as well. How many of these really are there? Mix these all up. That needs to be the ID as well. Probably could have just done them all at once. That's fine. Okay. Now, what else we got? Template manager. That's going to be in our editor because we moved the DC stuff. So we'll have to go fix that. That's fine. Map editor. No, yes. Template manager. This is no longer in game map. It's in DC. Perfect. What else did we see? Connection form makes sense. Form internal skill DC. How much of this do we have? That. Not too terrible. Command parser test needs to get fixed up. Makes sense, I suppose, because our move command place all of those, and then we need place you with that. Yes. Good. Now, let's give that another run. Game manager test. We have a create move command that needs to get updated. Ba, 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 ba. Down here. Easy enough. Let's see, I saw other stuff. Invalid memory address for new pointer. Move via visible exits. Where? Map test, that's where you are. Move via visible exits. Test character does not have a location. Oh, it does. It does new coordinates. Okay. Map.go 362. Command, move command. So why didn't you get... Because we didn't include you. Location. That should fix that. Always love your videos, man. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoy them. What else we got here? Database disconnected. Game manager. Is that because of the panic last time? We run that. No, we do have some issue still left over. Message broker, dispatch message. Right, we have no... Test map config. That we use database. You can follow this back up to which one called you real quick. Message broker tile go 212. Right, makes sense. Map test 167. Been trying to build a ticketing system. Honestly, it's fun, but it does come with its troubles. I mean, yeah, that's why whenever people say, well, what should I do to learn? Like, build a project, because you're going to run into these weird things that you could never imagine, right? And learning how to solve them is invaluable. So that's awesome. I'm super glad that you are having fun and encountering weird problems to solve, right? Both things are awesome. 121. Wait, is that the right map? 167 is where I want. Right here, test map. Where is test map? Test map is new test map, test logger. Oh, new test map. Right, okay. This is our helper to create you your new message broker. What language are you building your ticketing system in? Okay, what else we got here? Game manager test 504. Honestly, you're right. At the end of the day, you actually get to pick up a thing or two. Yeah, absolutely. Where were you? Reloading game manager task 504. Using the MERN stack. That's Mongo, Elixir, React, and something? And Node? Or am I completely confusing myself? .504. Because you... are that. Wait, no, we already had you. We just need you up higher. I love how you explain everything. I do that too. It helps me understand all the logic. Yeah. I more or less just like try to word vomit my thoughts. Mongo Express JS, React JS, Node.js. Gotcha. Okay. the things that I say are mostly the things that I think under normal circumstances. Map test 204. I bet we have this same pattern in a lot of things where we just need to put the broker in it. Test broker there, test there. Ooh, maybe not. So map test. Oh wait, we're in game manager test, that's why. Map test 204. Test map. New test map. Well, you should have things. We just got done giving you things. Why for you don't have thing? 204, which leads to map 362. Test map move, test move command. We didn't put you. That's what we didn't do because we didn't use our constructor here or our helper here. Which we probably should. Why can't I? Game map. That should be where you live. Move command. Create move command, that's what it is. Let's do this so that if we refactor this again later, it'll tell us. Boy, no experience with Go, so I'm checking out the syntax. Cool. Welcome. Enjoy your checking out. And I suspect this is going to look very similar in the other ones. Let's do searchy search. This one, same. This one, same. This one's good. Okay, that should help. Let's see if we still have any other lingering issues. No, our test all passed now. Fantastic. Okay, so knowing that our notifications are going to be broken, and we'll get no feedback. Oh, we need to, in main, provide a message broker to map as well. And I think we initialize you way up high. Yes, we do. So map config. We load the config. So we need to add you. Like so. Compared to mine, your project is pretty complex. What are the challenges you face and how do you overcome them? All of the challenges. The biggest ones are that I'm not a game developer. I normally write just normal boring software, and I'm not a UI guy, and I needed UI. And yeah, I got you. I just had to stop and parse, right? Figure out what you were trying to say. Fill in the missing blanks. Okay, server runs. And like you just work through them, right? Like that's always the answer in my book. Break it down. Why? You're logging in. I have broken something else, apparently. That's not the server. This is the server. Error decoding results. So I've broken something in my client handler. That's why we test these. Let's see if we can figure out. Let's tidy this up real quick. And we'll see if we can get testing to duplicate this issue. Actually, just close all the things for now. Client handler. And I bet you it's because of the action stuff. When we do send that message, classic silent bug, hate those, yeah. Handle unauthenticated. Operation success. We return that. Error decoding result. Error decoding key characters dot 0. Cannot decode object ID into an array. Oh, this is going to be because of the ID changes, actually. Character login. ID is a string. This is actually account login, though. Login account name. Bad credentials error. We did not get login account name. Error decoding result. Yes. Why did this shouldn't have changed. Error decoding result. Error decoding key characters dot 0. You still have that. Did we change this somehow? Characters. When we're pulling the characters out, I bet you that's what changed. So this is a UUID list now. Right. Yes. Okay. This is because we changed this and didn't change the database. We might not be able to recover this in a reasonable way. Because this used to store this instead. Yeah, I think we just chuck you, and we'll check the character as well. All of you into the trash, and we'll just re-register. It'll be the easiest way to get back up and running for the test. So, data error, not code error. Register. Really? Right. There we go. Create a new character. Fu Man! In we go. They're executing action because the character doesn't know where it's at yet. We need to fix that. And because I can't remove myself either. Boop, we're just gonna kill that. Kill this. It's fine. It'll live. Leave that uncleared because when we log you in, not when we log you in, when we character log in, place character at point. Just double check here. Place car and tile. Takes an ID. Occupants appends. This does not set. So temporarily. Oh, no, we can't do that because we don't have this. Temporary location set. Remove when we get room update event in. And then coming to life. Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of things that are missing, but it's got that momentum that's really exciting, right? We don't have a location yet. We should have a default location. Invalid event in queue. Oh. I'm wrong. Because creating you should give you a location. So this should actually be okay for now. You won't know things yet. Still, it's a thing we need to fix. Invalid event in queue. That comes from Game Manager. Handle events. Nothing handling event type. Character exit. Something else got changed when we initially refactored wrong. What that would come from move command. That would be valid. This would come from the parser. Move event. That should be correct. Valid event in queue. Return the new move action. Here used here. Parse input returns you to command handler. Comes in here. It's a synchronous action. Broadcast topic, new message. Yeah, every little feature is worth the celebration in my book. Yeah, kind of. You know, it's all. I find it really, really easy to take the long view and to, like, as I see everything come together, I'm just like, yeah, that's where I want to be, you know? It'll get there. Your character request returning. Invalid event in queue, character exit, execution type 2. That's the one we fired off. Okay. I think we're okay. I saw error and I jumped to conclusions. Error removing character. That's what made me think things were broken. We're having errors executing the character move execution type 1. So character move. Character's not present at point. Okay. Right. It's because the character doesn't move yet. It doesn't update its location. Map and character get out of sync. So. And then when we try to remove you, you're not at 0, 0 anymore. So. We're acting so nonchalant, doing to do backflips whenever I build a new feature. I mean, like, I'm happy when things work. I guess it's just like, as you build more things, it's more of a slow burn, right? Okay, so I confused myself with the exit error. It's because character gets out of sync. So we need to handle this. So we are working kind of sort of ish. It's the fact that we need to update ourselves. Is that a sign that it's too easy to get out of sync? Maybe. Maybe when we get this error, we say, hey, you're not, when we move you, double check here. Character's not present at point, right? I think that's leave tiles deal. Yeah. Maybe this is our sign that we send a resync to the character object that says, hey, here's where you live, my dude. But that's a to-do for sure. Let me jot that down really quick. Map, send a resync event to the character if it tries to move but isn't in the room it reports to map. Night, I'm going to bed. It's like 11 p.m. right now. Awesome. Have a great night. We'll catch you tomorrow maybe. Or no, not tomorrow. It's Monday. Catch you Friday maybe. Let's see here. This we can kind of set aside for a second. We'll get to this description stuff. What used to be calling you? Test calls you now. Nothing in. Nothing else right now calls you. fact, I'm not sure we were ever using that just yet because look wasn't hooked up to it. So we're probably fine. So the next step is getting the those events to be handled by command parser, not command parser, character manager. So in here, up at our top where we tell what we can handle, character enter, character exit. Right now we won't do anything with them, but we'll register to handle them. And then down here, we might move these out for sanity. Maybe it doesn't matter. Say on an enter, and we need to look at character as well because that kind of has bearing on this, right? For now, we need to collapse these, but for now we have separate ones, and we can wire them in and then collapse. Wire them in to get them working. How does that work with the idea of this? This is still a character notification. This is just a simple one. Okay. We'll hook that up also afterwards. The character enter. Pull you over here real quick. Go back to tile. Or we fire this. Character enter tile. Dispatch this message. It goes in there, fires off. So room change info, and then here we have the command. Command might not be a good name for this field. We're going to call you data instead. So we have the topic ID. So what we do is we need to send out 2 batches. We say we need also to assert this. Data is a game events dot character notify. It's not okay. Wait, this is event type. Why did I call? Oh, because we just changed you. We'll have to fix that for debugging clarity. That's fine. Finish that real quick. Data. This is character enter must be character notify. Type. Otherwise, this actually should not be enter event. This should be notify event. This is notify event dot topic ID. That's okay. Ah, right. Because you are mutex, we do that. And that returns pointer and bool, so that's fine. Notify self enter. This is, we also need to do location equals. Oh, we need to get the data. Dot data. Type assert u2. Room change. Oop. If that's not what you are, and this actually needs to go out above here. It makes no sense to do any of this unless we know for sure. Just delete that real quick. Unless we know for sure we have the correct internal data as well. Invalid payload for this payload type, the type for this event must be the correct type. Nice and human readable, hopefully. This is room change data. Or no, it's not that, it's event data. This is character enter. This needs to be room change, like so. Now we're just still down here. Then topic character location equals room change data dot location, and then we topic char dot notify self enter room change data message. And then I believe this uses, okay, so we just go routine these real quick. It probably doesn't matter for now because it's going to change. We do for observer ID range notify event dot listener IDs. We say, oh, we did. Observer char, okay. Active characters, get active char, observer ID, if that's okay. Observer char dot notify other enter, and then this is room change data dot message. Oh, and this has to go in here for now because this is topic char. Now we essentially need to do the same thing except for character leave. Exit, rather. And then this is self exits, other exits, like so. What is not happy here? It's this. It's because this is nil in both cases. Okay. This should result in everything still working except for errors moving because there's no exit. Let's give it a try. If I could type the right password, it would help. Ooh, we're not getting... What happened here? Or executing event, exit action, action handler found for event, character exit. That's not true. Character exit. Execution type 2. Character exit. Oh, did I... The command handlers. Get handlers. Handle type. New manager. Character manager. Okay, yeah. Let's do... Um... handles this. I don't think I need a new line for the logger. This is the handler string. String that. Let's relaunch this. Character manager handles character enter, character exit. Map handles character move. So why? Oops. Character exit 2. Found in map handler. Oh. Did I do something silly? Probably. Sounds like me. Sounds like a thing I would do. Run action queue. Handle event. Action. Event type. A matching handler found for event. Which is not invalid event in queue. Be here. So handling that. A matching handler found. So we need to look. Found in map handler. Why is map handler getting wrong type? Event type. Event type. Is these guys. Did I mess up my... event type? Character enter. Character exit. This should be that, for one, just so it's easier to tell. Character manager. Handle event. Event type. Event type. Event type. It was in there. Why would you be getting this? Good handlers. Event handlers. Otherwise, handle type. Ah, you silly. This is H. Yes. Move to the east from the west. And that's because we're seeing both of those. Oh, I should. That's fine. It's okay. Game manager or character manager. If server ID is not equal to you not target your topic char. Oh, topic ID. No? that. I need to restart the server. Getting ahead of myself. Why am I getting both? You shouldn't even be in there. Come to think of it. Oh, duh. Did it in the wrong place. Let's also just make sure. So we do this after we append the occupants. Okay. No, we do this before we dispatch before we append here. We do it after we take you out of here. Occupants. We will put this in, but I don't understand why you actually wound up in that list. Let's see if this changes anything, just for funsies. That does, huh? Why though? So exit gets fired first. So leave tile. Take you out. Let's just actually do. This doesn't happen on this one. Wonder if that was it. If it was. Yeah, move to the east, but from the west appears. What if I self-enter? Character ID. Character enter. weird that we just get from the west instead of enters, enter message. I think we can debug this. I think we're set up for such a thing. Oh, I could be wrong with the config files, though. Yeah, we're not set up for the config files to be running here yet. That's where it was. Okay. Character exit. Topic ID. Look at the logs at least. Character exit gets handled. And character enter gets handled. Topic is 1EF. No listeners. 00 to the east. And then character manager handling, character enter, execution type, 1EF. I am in the listeners. Why am I in the listeners? And the occupants. New enter events. But also on our enter, type of character is that. You know, if I self enter, oh, am I just confusing myself? Like everything's working correctly, but let's run this again real quick. From the west. Enter message is just from the west. Did we used to build some sort of fancy message in here? I thought we didn't do that. Notify self-enter, short description, character. Ah. That's where we used short description. We sent that instead of, okay. I see now. So this is where we need to send the room update, basically, instead of the short and long descriptions. Okay. That's why it's confused. Because we sent short description here, and then the enter message here. If we were to start a second client. And if I could type the correct password, that bar enters from the west. So that part's working. I just need to fix up the stuff. Okay. So. Okay. Let's tidy that up. So we need to do three things. Combine these. Or maybe we leave them separate. Hmm. Let's fix up the other part first, and then we'll think about what to do. We're gonna need just a notify character. Type event. And then in character manager, we need to register for it. And then in our handler, notify character, we need to do this, and this is actually going to be exactly the same, except for the end of this is return. That is the same type, but in the case of just a simple notification, what we're going to do here Just thinking about different permutations of this thing. Because it's very generic. We still need a topic ID, probably. But so I'm just thinking of like a case where a character in the room does something, it's not you. The topic ID is that character. The listener IDs is everybody that's not you. But what do we do about how do we use the same thing to send one that is just for you? What if we did so we can still do this. We can still do this. And we can say let's look at our use case over here. If topic ID is not the observer ID, otherwise, if it is you, well, we need to know. So in our game event structure rather, we can have the notion of private. And then this becomes that. And then here, I don't know if we need to worry about the topic in this case. Well, I guess we still do. We're just going to drop it if for now anyway, we're just going to drop it if it's if it is, well, we'll ignore this for now. We're just going to say if it's private, then it only goes to the topic. And then in character, we need because notify needs to come inside, I think. There you are. Well, maybe not. Leave it out for now. Instead, we'll just do this in the character manager. This is can't do that though. This only supports a string. So up here, we should also check invalid data type for event must be same exact error. This should be and then this is string. Can I string that? No. Let's take that out. Take both those out actually. It'll be tidier. There we go. And then we do that. Notify topic char. This is notification. It's game update, protocol text, notify string. Turn nil down here. Okay. So that allows us to just, for now, pass notifications directly to the topic character. If they're online, which they should be, but, you know, checking just in case. We'll have to do more complex things here later for like global room events, but until then, we'll run with that. And then over here in map, we're going to do valid move notice stat new character notify event. This will be notify character. This is true. And then this is character ID. An empty list of observers. And what else do I need? The data, which is just the string direction. And then we do dispatch message, broadcast, invalid move notice. No, I need to. This is broadcast topic. This is, we need to put this into a message. This can be an update. Valid move notice. No response. Like so. We need to go fix in move. Wait. That's a pointer. We need to go fix in these guys. This needs the private bool added. Just right after type. Like so. Let's go ahead and run the test really quick to make sure there's nothing else I'm forgetting. That's covered anyway. It is in map test. I think we used order of notifications received. We 292. This one. Because we used to check that we got the error. Or not the error, but the description's out, right? But this, because look is just going to send back a blast now. So this isn't really valid anymore. This message append, break the outer loop. Test map look. Test char. We're going to temporarily comment this out until we do that, which is going to happen when we do look. We need to finish this part first. So I think we're going to be okay there. We'll have to figure out how to test that in a different way. In fact, look is going to be not in map at all. It's going to be in an event. It's just going to return data and update data. Or something. Yeah. Kick that down the can. Kick that can down the road. So this... Alright, that's all passing. Now we can launch the real thing. See if we've forgotten anything else. It's all working well. Get over here. And if I go north, there's no exit to the north. That's all working. Val command still comes back. All of that is very, very good. And I think that I want to commit here because we've got everything moved out. Let me double check. I don't have a character reference in here anymore. Character still in here. Where's character still in here? Ah, in the things we haven't pulled out yet. Okay. We'll put that back for now. Because that is going to tie into look. Okay. So let's also just make sure. Yeah, we'll do that next before we get dug into look, because that's going to be another big kind of noodly one. Yeah, we're good here, I think, for a commit. Pull the map. Pull the character enter exit cation code out into the event system using async events. Oh, that was a big old change, I tells ya. Okay. I think also let's do this really quick because I try to avoid this named importiness. We're gonna rename you. We're gonna refactor rename so it hopefully fixes everything for us. You're just gonna be checks. Refactor rename checks.go. That. Leave strings alone. Do all the other things. Maybe it won't fix it for us. The heck did you get down there for? What am I missing? Oh. Unused import, okay. Don't think that's true. Oh, okay. So let's undo this real quick. Hang on. No, do not undo that. I must have just pasted that in by accident somehow. This we're going to do. That. Which makes it redundant. And then we can delete it. That way we don't have to manually go clean up all the mess. Same deal here. And we're going to have to do it in editor as well here. Not in connection form. It's in this. Leave my strings alone. And I think I need to rerun go generate just to be sure on the whole repo. to make sure that any type changes get reflected in the type gen stuff for the UI. That's fine. Where else was there? Template manager. That. I think that might have been it. If there were others, we'll fix them when we find them. It's okay. It's not a huge deal. It's just a thing that kind of annoys me a little bit. Let's do that Go generate real quick. It'll run on all of them, so it'll take a second. Okay. And it did change 2 of the type gens, so it's a good thing we did that. Rename DC package to checks. Push that up. Okay, now let's go look at this again. What if I self-enter? And exit are both just stringy string takers. This one builds though. Maybe it makes sense to leave these in here just because it does keep this nicely. The behavior nicely discrete, right? I think I do want to keep them in. Like we have our other notify we can use for things that aren't these specific behaviors. We need to pull them internally though. Let's do this first. We might be able to collapse them. Oops. Fix that real quick. And this, I don't think anything is using this just yet. Oh, notify other, wait, oh. Just its own doc string. That's fine, okay. Rid of that. This is fine. My visual organization has gone all to hell here. So let's put this up here. Like so. Tend to keep my internals above, or actually not, it's a lie. Tend to keep them below, so I should put them below the others. It's not. The theory being that as you look through the file, you're probably interested in these guys first, right? Because you're external. Unless you're working in the package, in which case you scroll down and find these all nicely grouped. Okay, so self exit and other exit. That's going to take the same message. Think. No. Yes. And if we look at character manager, so character exit, in both cases, we send the same message. If we do notify exit, we factor that. What we can do is say if this ID isn't our ID, we do that. Otherwise, write string. And I should flip this around, I think, it'll just make more sense. Like this. And then this goes away entirely. I like that. Then over here, we can actually skip this. We still need some of this. I lied. It's fine. Because this topic character still needs to exist. We just get rid of this and then this. Like that. That way we get ourselves with the notification as well. We can do the same thing, I think. Notify enter, refactor. This isn't going to be a string in a minute when we figure that out. But for now, it's the samey same. So we can do the same thing here where we say if the enter character is us, and we used to just say enter message. So for now, it's just not equals. Then we do that. To do this. To give ourselves a valid message. No, this is crap. We should also do this. Don't know why we didn't do this here. Let's make sure we did it up here as well. And we didn't. Oops. That way, if for some reason this thing doesn't have any listeners, we just skip it. And then this will come with information on that. I think. And then we can get rid of this. And then we can get rid of this. Topic character still needs to change location. Fine. Now let's run this and make sure, and we'll do a double client test here. Ooh. What happened there? So neither one fired. Oh. We don't have ourselves in that list. Crap, yeah. We did that on purpose. Okay, so in order to make this as hard as possible to screw up, well, do we want to do that? I don't think we do. I think we just want to do this, which actually kind of keeps it closer to the truth, right? Well, I guess maybe not. It probably doesn't matter. Well, no, because we can return an error here. Dang it. Put all this back. It's still fine. We just need to do this. I don't like that either, though. think it's the best answer, though. For the sake of this flow. Yeah, okay. We'll do the same thing for exit. Just put this back, and then think of something later. To tidy that up, we can use it. But for now, we're going to do that. And we'll do our test like we were going to plan on doing. So, move to the east, except for that needs a space. Let's fix that real quick. Might want to do some kind of fanciness with that a little bit later, but for now, move to the east, blah from the west, because that's still in there. We'll fire up our second client. And we'll type his name correctly eventually. Log him in. Bar enters from the west. Move to the west. Boo leaves to the west. Perfect. Aside from the extraneous dealio there. Okay, we'll do a quick commit. Simplify notification methods. Yeah. Notifies any connected entities or connected listeners about the exit of an entity if that entity is not themselves. If the entity, well, I guess that's not true. Because this handles notifying itself as well. Notifies any connected listeners about the exit of an entity. This should actually be also notifies that entity that it's leaving. That's awkward. Let's try to tidy up that English. Notifies an entity and any connected listeners about the exit of the entity. That's better. That's more words is more gooder words is. And this is the same thing. Notifies an entity and any connected listeners about the entrance of the entity. Perfect. Improve doc strings. Okay. Now let's figure out this. Let's get rid of these things real quick. We're just going to close down everything and open them as we need them again. Too many windows happen. Character game manager, that's fine. game manager actually won't need. We'll just need character manager. In character. This is a little bit messy, but don't know that we gain anything from putting that in someplace else, right? That's fine. The room update stuff. Room change info has a location and a message. What if we did additional things in here? We already hand back the IDs of the occupants, so we can do stuff there, right? The we need the exits and their information. Specifically, the check, if it exists. And I think that the check and the direction, I think that's it. So if we look at our game events and the event structs, location, message, and the transits themselves, so there's two steps to this. First, we need to hand back all the exits and their things. The other thing we have to do is when we send the move event, we need to send the DC information. Even if the I guess not if there's no DC required. That can be just an empty field that we ignore. And if we let map store the IDs of things that know about it, like it has been, then that's fine because that's a map state, right? And it knows that when you submit the DC, if there is one, you'd have to... So we have to decide, do you get to see them for free? Like, do you get a free roll or not? Do you have to actually search? If you don't, then how do you know? How does map know, right? How does map decide? That's a tricky part. I guess you would have to submit like the search event, right? Whatever that looks like. And that would return you. There's really no point in doing that. I think map should just give them all to the character manager, to the character. Character decides what it can see. This is all server side, so there's no cheating concern there, right? The character decides what it can see, and then if that doesn't allow for the, okay, you'd have to encode the cooldown, or you have to pass back the cooldown stuff if you want to do that. Unless there's a different type of event that told the map, hey, I just checked. And that could be async. Really trying to avoid short life channels, which would kind of be the obvious answer, right? But that would kind of open us up to if we did like a search event, that would allow map to still cache its history of who's done what. And so like you can search eternally, but there is a cooldown. Or it could just, notify you that, hey, you've already searched this room. You'll have to wait a while. So that might be the answer. And then the result of a search returns a room state event, right? A room sync event or whatever we call it. Room update for that character. Which would be in we would need like a room details struct. Or we can put it in here. To think about this a little bit. What that does take us past the 4 o'clock mark. Normally, I stream 4 hours a day, 4 days a week, starting on Friday and ending today. So if y'all like this kind of thing and you'd like to see more, show up on Friday at this time, 4 hours ago, wherever you are in the world, and I should be here doing more of it. I'd love to see more of you. I'd love to see you again, I guess I should say. um, and if not, hey, have a great week anyway. We'll catch you some other time down the road. Thanks again to everybody